Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Miller, also known as Amethyst Winters. I'm a mother, I am an author, and I'm a makeup lover. This is my October favorite. Sorry, we're in November, October. I'm a little late, apologies. This will probably go up Tuesday, and this is Sunday the 13th. So yeah, we're running a little behind. Excuse me, I'm gonna just, don't fall. Please don't fall. Haha. Sorry about that. I like to do lifestyle favorites and makeup favorites as well. I don't often have a lot of makeup favorites every month, so I don't often do a whole lot of, so I kind of toss some lifestyle favorites in there. So we're gonna start with songs. My favorite song, I have three. This one is really kind of rather special to me. It's called Daylight and it's by Shinedown. And it's kind of a rock song, but this song is very personal, I guess. I mean, you can take it either way, but basically he's talking about his significant, it sounds like he's talking about his significant other. He's talking about someone and he's saying how when he thinks about them, that they're like the daylight that, when he thinks about them, he sees the daylight. And, you know, it's a really feel-good song. You really need to listen to it. Again, that's Shinedown. The song is called Daylight. The band's called Shinedown. Okay, this one is just a fun one. I just love it. It's so dang cute. It's called Vegas, and it's by Doja Cat. Yes, I had that right. And it is, like I said, it's just a fun, upbeat song. I believe it's the soundtrack to a new movie. I cannot remember the movie, though. I just listened to the song. But I've seen it, when I've seen the title of it, I saw it's like from the da-da-da-da-da. So, but yeah, it's called Vegas by Doja Cat. D-O-J-O Cat. Doja Cat. Okay, sorry. Got yeah. The last one I could have gotten it, but I forgot to put down who the band is. So I don't know who the band is at the moment, but I know it's in my playlist and I have the band there, but I just can't remember at the moment. But it's called For the Glory. And it is a really fun, upbeat song as well. It's kind of my goodness, it's that kind of song that will make you just power through your day type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Give you a little bit of boost. So, definitely give that song a listen to. I'm sure if you type in For the Glory, you will find it. I mean, you know, I know there's a lot of other songs, probably a few that are named that, but just look for the more current one and you should be able to find it. If you're wanting to know, and you may already know. You may be like, oh yeah, I heard that song like a dozen times. Yeah, I might be a little behind the times, but you know, whatever. Okay, now, TV shows. I have been loving, and I watched it, and it's only one season, and that does disappoint me, but I did look it up, and I believe they're going to make another season. I believe it's in the works, but it's called Surreal Estate. Play on a little play on words there. You know how the word surreal, it's all surreal. Okay, and real estate, yeah, Surreal Estate. It's super cool. It's about a guy he's a real estate agent, but he specializes in houses that are haunted. And what he does, he goes in and he solves the haunting, or if you will, it's not always a haunting. He starts out by saying, you know, the very first episode, when it totally, you know, introduces the whole entire series, talks about how a lot of times it's nothing more than a leaky pipe or wind or something like that. And he says, you know, it's often not a haunting, but the episodes, almost everyone has to do something paranormal. So if you like the paranormal, this is your type of show. It's really cute. Like I said, I think I watched it in one day. I think on my day off, I just sat there and watched the whole entire series. It's only like 11, 12 episodes, but still, it was fun to watch. So, okay. Now, I have one meal that I cooked and that I loved. Oh my gosh, my kids loved it too. I will be making it again soon because they love it that much. And it was super easy. I found the recipe online on Pinterest. But the recipe is so simple that you can do I mean, there's so many ways you can make it, and it's so easy. So I use ground turkey for it. But it's funny. I looked up ground turkey recipes because I need to go cheap, and ground turkey's about $1 a pound cheaper than ground beef, sometimes even more so, because I get mine for a frozen roll, a pound frozen roll. It's like $2.58, something like that at Walmart, and I'm like, that's way cheaper than $4 something for a pound of ground beef. Sorry, I have a hair tickling my back, and I'm like, leave me alone. But it is a crock-pot beef stew, and it's a different type, obviously, because you're using ground meat instead of, chunks of beef. But I use, you brown the ground turkey, you put in you might want to season it a little because it might be a little bland if you don't. So I've used some garlic powder, and that seemed to work just fine. And once it's cooked, you add the beef, or the ground turkey, or beef if you want to use ground beef. Then you take a package now she uses all kinds of spices. I went simple. I just took, those packages of seasonings that you get like for taco season and stuff. Well, there's a beef stew one, and I just took it and I just all up in there. Actually, I take that back. That's not what I did. I know I'm so bad. But after you put in the ground turkey, I'm doing this by memory. I only made it once. Hang in there with me. Then you put in your vegetables. And I would say whatever vegetables you want. And I'm trying to think, I think that's it. Then, she used water, but she said you can use chicken stock, and it does make it a little bit richer. It does make it a little more expensive, but I happen to have some on hand, so I went ahead and put some chicken broth in there, and it tasted, oh no, beef broth, I believe. I think I actually used beef broth. That's interesting. Considering I used ground turkey. Oops. But I can't remember. I used one or the other. I think it was ground or chicken broth. But anyway, then you take tomato paste. Yeah, I believe it was tomato paste. We're gonna say it was tomato paste. I can't remember if there was some type of, I know there was, because it was a little more soupy. But tomato paste, some type, I think maybe went ahead and put in the cup of broth then, and then you're going to put in your package of beef stew seasoning, and you're going to stir it up. I will look up the recipe, and I will try to find a link to it. I know, I'm good. Anyway, and then after you whisked it together, you poured it all over the mixture, your meat and your vegetables, and then you put it in a crock pot like 3 to 4 hours. I would say 3.5 is just perfect. And oh my gosh, it was so good. We really didn't have any leftovers. I know if the kids could eat more, they would have, but I was like, save me some, please, for lunch, please. But yeah, next time we're gonna make a double batch. So anyway, that is my meal of, well, that was a favorite meal that we had. I won't always have favorite meals, but we did this time. I just thought it worth mentioning. If you're really on a budget, and we are, and it's perfect. It was, and the kids really enjoyed it. Now, beauty items. Now, I have these with me. So, my first one, first of all, I do have a favorite look of the month, and I'm going to go ahead and post it in now. Okay, so that is my favorite look of the month, and since we're gonna use that as a segue, I happen to use this as an eye primer, and this is from Beauty Creations, and it did really good. As you can see, the greens are so vivid and everything, and I loved it. I loved using this. I can't remember how far I went up. I think I only went like up to the crease, but it was so fun to use. And As far, like I said, it made the colors really come alive and pop. I mean, I was like, wow, I like that. So I used a dark green on the outer corner and stuff, but yeah, overall, I loved it. So these were only like $7.99 too. So, I mean, it was really worth it. Versus P. Louise's are $13. I mean, I don't knock P. Louise, but she's also kind of pricey. So, just saying. If you want a cheaper version, I also have a white one of this, and I used that one time too, and it worked really well as well. Okay, sorry, I'm getting below the camera. I'm not trying to, but I am. Nope, we're gonna say that for last. Nope, that one too. Ha! Okay, I have, these are these pointed Q-tips. This is my second batch. I love using them when I want to do a cut crease, and I do a cut crease quite often. They have a pointed end, and then they have a flat end. And I use them to clean up and stuff, and oh, these work so good. I do have to be careful because sometimes I do end up poking myself or scratching myself a little bit, but these work great. So these I bought from Ulta, but you can get a huge batch of them online at Amazon for like $7-8. But these were only a couple bucks, and I just, since I could get them on Ulta and use my Ulta card, that's kind of why I chose these over going through Amazon. So, okay, palette of the month. This was given to me by the beautiful Desi from Desi's Corner. And again, she gave me this big old batch of stuff last couple years back. And this I absolutely love. This is the Artistry palette. It's the Artistry palette by Bad Habit. Apology for coughing. You can see the name, and it's such a pretty packaging, as well as these colors are just gorgeous. I made so many pretty looks. I used this, and I used some black eyeliner, and basically blacked out in a base, and I put this on top of it. It was so pretty. I also used, I believe it was this one and this one, and I did a type of halo eye. I kind of really want to use these two sometime and make a halo eye. This one and this one. I really want to use this one by itself. It's such a pretty dusty orange. It's more like a terracotta, but it's so pretty. So yeah, this palette I give a 2 thumbs up as far as they blended great. I just use a dark one, and you couldn't tell it. It's supposed to be dark over here, but you can't tell it. I have on black eyeliner, so that's what that dark is. But I was so disappointed at how it's pretty, but it looks browns, but these are purples. I guarantee you these are purples, and you can't tell it. This one, everything was true to palette. So this is such an amazing palette, and I have 2 of them thanks to her, and the other one is in blues and greens, and one of my favorite looks came from that palette too. So yeah, this was definitely my favorite palette of the month. And last but not least, I say that because this is one of my favorite things. First time I used it, I wasn't impressed. But then I gave it another chance, and then I really loved it, and I am going to be repurchasing a new one soon. This is the Kiss Lash Glue Black Eyeliner Lash Glue. It is so easy to use, and I just marked my finger as I try to put it back in. I will say it takes a little effort to get off, as far as I have to go in and basically take a Q-tip and put it in the eye makeup remover and go along and like that. It's usually just remnants, but it does take a little bit of effort. But I kind of like that because it means it just won't come off like that. So that is my November favorites for 2022. If you have used any of these, if you want to use some of them and want more opinions on them, whatever you may be thinking, let me know down below. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and if you would give this video a thumbs up if you like these types of videos, so I know what you like. Speaking of which, I did a video. I was like, everybody's gonna love it. Nobody loved it. Not a one like. I was like, and I waited. I waited 4 days, and I was like, okay, I took it off air. You know, I took it offline, whatever. No one, it's on private right now, and I might just delete it. I'm sad because I was motivated to make it, but you know what? It's not, apparently I was the only one. And it is what it is. So, but I am going to start doing my Sunday sermon type of things. I'm going to just start, you know, talking about God and what God's been doing for me. So hopefully that'll get a 1 or 2 likes, probably only, but hey, I have several friends that are Christians, so maybe they'll be watching. Who knows? So I thank you so much. I appreciate your time. You guys have so many things you could be watching. I understand completely. I am, like I said, I spent one whole day watching one season or one show and that's all I watch. So I get it. I get it. So when you come to my channel, I am so appreciative. You guys are the best. I love you all. Have an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in your day. And I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.